the Channeling with Tracy. Thank you so much for watching my channel and watching all my messages that I channel with my beautiful twin sister, Anya. It's been so much fun starting this after the channeling journey with all of you, my Inner Earth family. Thank you so much for connecting with me and Anya and going on this beautiful journey and ascension of our planet together. I'm so grateful. And it's been so much fun for me to be able to share some of my information and some of the knowledge that I've gained and my personal journey and experience that I have whenever I'm channeling with Anya, and things that I learned during my meditations and downloads I've received through my third eye. So thank you once again, and I thought today we could talk about Anya. Last time we talked about the inner earth a lot, and so I thought it might be fun today to talk about Anya. So I wanted to start off with a little bit of an explanation of whenever I'm channeling, you always see me doing this, and I'm usually doing this, and sometimes I bring it out, or I bring it around in the shape of the infinity symbol. And a few of you have asked questions, why are you doing that? What does it all mean? And at first when I began channeling, I didn't know what it was. It just felt like the appropriate thing to do to continue out this connection with Anya. And then later on in my journey, it all started to fall into place and it started to make sense what everything was. And I think there was a channeling that Anya did where she talked specifically about this symbol and what it is. And just a little reminder, this hand symbol, we think it means, okay, everything's okay. But it's actually the inner earth greeting. So whenever I'm holding this hand at the bottom, it's almost as if I'm holding the earth in my hand, and this symbol stands for the central sun. So this is like the glowing ball, and my fingers are the rays coming out of the central sun. So that's what this is. It took me a little while to figure it out, and then in one of my channelings it all started to make sense whenever Anya was talking about the inner earth greeting. So when she says, I am Anya Anshar of Inner Earth, she's saying hello. So as we say, hi, how's it going? Peace. They say hello. It's an inner earth greeting symbolizing the central sun. And it also, because it's located near the center of our chest where our heart space chakra is and our most powerful energy center is, it's a projection of our light and a projection of our heart space energy. So I think it's so beautiful, such a wonderful way to say hello. And whenever I'm channeling, this is what I'm doing. And it also somehow keeps the energy flowing, because when I go into my portal of channeling to connect, to have that direct fluid connection with my sister Anya, there is a lot of energy going on in the room, and the vibration within my Merkaba and my Taurus and my aura, as she always says, becomes very, very high. So it's easier for me to continue to project the energy from her that comes through the inner earth up into my physical body and energy field, and then I project it out and keep it moving to all of you. So think of it as a way of me and Anya coming together and projecting out our love and our energy from the inner earth and that symbolic representation of the central sun. It's so wonderful. It makes perfect sense to me now, but for a long time I wasn't quite sure why I was doing it. I just knew that that's what I was supposed to do. So it's been so exciting on this journey with her to be able to learn as I go. Because as I'm channeling, she, of course, is doing all of the speaking, and I'm doing the translation of energy into words and out to you. But I'm also kind of taking a seat back and just listening and learning too. So as we all go along on this journey together with the channelings, I'm learning just as much as all of you are learning too. So it is such a wonderful connection. So when we say hello, that's the inner earth. Hello! The central sun and the projection of light. And also, if you've been following my channel for a while, it's been almost 2 cycles now. I'm so grateful. And thank you to each and every one of you that always leave your beautiful comments. You know I love you so much, and Anya cherishes each and every one of the comments, and the communication that we all have together is really divine and magnificent. We're both so grateful. But in the very beginning, whenever I first started channeling, and it was all so fresh and new to me, and I didn't know exactly what I was doing and figured it out along the way, those of you that have watched my channeling since the very beginning, you probably can notice the difference in the energy within my physical body as Anya's messages came through. I feel like at first, in the very beginning, the energy is so high vibrational that it was a lot for my physical body to take in. And I would get very, very, very overheated, and I would be sweating, and she would have to like pause the channeling because I would be overheating, and she obviously could pick up on that, because if my physical body becomes uncomfortable, or if there's a lot of loud noises in the room or anything like that, and my mind becomes distracted, it can cause a little bit of an imbalance in the conduit, the connection of energy between her and I. I don't have that issue as much now since it's been a couple of years, but at first it definitely was an issue. I'd be very sweaty and very overheated. So we'd have to take lots of breaks and do deep breathing and pause so that I could catch up with her. But now with time and learning, and I also keep my vibration very high. I try to live my life in a very conscious way and make my decisions in the place of light with how I just go through my day, what I eat. I make sure I meditate on a regular basis to keep connected to the earth and keep connected to the Anshar, so that we can continue to have this beautiful journey together, because it is very important that my vibration continues to stay high and align with Anya's vibration. So there's this perfect synergistic, synchronistic energy flow between her and me. And when in the very beginning, whenever I was channeling, I don't think I had quite figured out the central sun symbol yet. I'd have to go back and watch the channelings again, because I'm not exactly sure what symbol I was making. But it did all eventually come together to be this. And in the very beginning, my movements were very, very fast. Just whoop, 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 whoop. And I had to keep the energy flowing super, super fast, because my physical body was being challenged by maintaining that pure divine energy flow that was coming through. So it's a perfect example to all of you that as you continue to work on yourself and always project out your light, come from a place of love and light within your life with all the decisions you make. I know it can be very challenging. Life is heavy and dense on the upper crust, as Anya always says, and life can be very challenging, but the more that we live in that divine flow of love and light, the easier and easier life truly gets. And for me, just staying in that place of a high vibration and making a conscious decision every day to stay in that place of a high vibration, my connection with Anya has become easier and easier and easier. And so now you'll notice whenever I'm channeling, my movements are very, very fluid and soft and flow very, very easily, and I'm able to send and project out that Anshar energy to all of you in a way that's much easier and healthy for my physical body. So I thought that might be something that you all might be interested in knowing what's going on whenever I'm doing all of those movements. And I also don't get as overheated nowadays as I used to. I still get pretty hot some days. It is a lot of energy flowing through my physical body, but it's definitely much more fluid now. So that's what all of that is all about. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about what's happening whenever I'm channeling. And I also thought it would be fun to talk about a little bit more about Anya. So her name, this was something she had mentioned in Twin Sisters Part 1 when she spoke of the fact that we are twin sisters, one above and one below. And she had mentioned that I should share with you how her name came about, how I came to find her name. So whenever I originally discovered her, if you watch Twin Sisters Part 2, you can listen to me talk about my journey on and how everything in the universe aligned so divinely and synchronistically for me to form my connection with Anya, and that we are twin sisters. But at the very, very beginning, when I was introduced to her, I didn't know what her name was. In the beginning, I couldn't see her face fully. I could see her, but with meditation and better connection and alignment, I was able to see her face. And in my morning meditations one day, I said to her, before I started this YouTube channeling, I needed to know what her name was because we had to have a name for the YouTube channel. And every morning I do a little meditation over my water before I drink it, which I would highly recommend all of you do too. Just give gratitude to Mama Gaia every time you pour yourself a new cup of water and infuse it with love and healing energy, and show appreciation to her for the water that brings us life every day, that she so graciously provides for us. And during this morning meditation and giving gratitude to my water, through my third eye, I saw a vision of 4 triangles coming together, which I think is very synchronistic because Anya always speaks of the triangle of creation that is formed through our 3 eyes, the 2 to observe and the 1 to see, make that perfect triangle of creation that we then project out and create our reality. So through my third eye, I saw these 4 triangles coming together, and they formed out the word Anya, Anya. It was so awesome. At first, I was a little bit confused to see triangles coming together through my third eye, but then it made sense because if you look at the letters, the A is a triangle, the N is 2 triangles together, the Y is a small triangle with a stem, and then the A is another triangle. So that's how I discovered her name. It wasn't something that I made up. It wasn't something that I saw on social media or television or anything like that. I actually had never heard of the name Anya before my entire life, and so I thought it was the most beautiful name. And then later on in my journey, I discovered that the name Anya actually means eyes to see. What a beautiful synchronicity. And she chose her name because, as you know, the Anshar speak in tones and song and frequencies. So for us to hear them speak, it just sounds like someone singing, and you can't really detect individual words because that is the way their language works. They're so advanced from us that they can just sing it out and it makes perfect sense. But I thought it was a beautiful synchronicity to find out later in my journey that her name that she chose and sent to me through this vision of triangles actually means eyes to see. So amazing and beautiful how everything comes together, and you just go throughout your life and don't have an expectation of exactly what is to happen. And whenever you live in the flow, that is whenever all the magic truly happens. And it's so fun and enjoyable for me in this experience to really be open and allow the universe to just bring things to me and have all these beautiful experiences. I wanted to talk a little bit about the last channeling that I did, where Anya celebrated Ohim's birthday. Oh, so beautiful. So usually I will get a topic or a subject about what I'm going to channel for the day, and that's all I get. And that day I did know that I was going to talk about Ohim's first cycle around the sun. So such a wonderful celebration, and if you haven't watched that one, it was the one before this one. I would definitely recommend it. So Ohim is her son, and he's celebrating his very first birthday, which is so wonderful, and it's been such a gift and a joy for me in my meditations to be able to experience seeing her children grow and develop. And by the way, Anshar children grow and develop much, much faster than our human children do here above on the upper crust. So Ohim is 1, and he basically is toddling around like a 2 or 3-year-old at this point, and he never crawled. There was no crawling phase. He just went from basically being a baby and an infant to growing, and he's already toddling around and getting into all kinds of stuff, Anya says. And then her daughter, Ki'iaki, is, I think she's about 8 cycles around the sun, 8 or 9, and she is already more like a young teenager, what we would have here above. So she's growing and developing very quickly, and Anya calls her Kiki. So it's Ohi is her son's nickname, and Kiki is her daughter's nickname. It's so cute. They're such a beautiful little family, and Kiki is just now starting to figure out what she wants to do with her spiritual gifts and how she will align with her purpose within the Anshar community and civilization, and figure out what it is that she will do with her divine gifts from Source. So it's been so wonderful experiencing the family energy within the Anshar, and they are very, very close and very, very well connected. It's a very close-knit community and civilization of Anshar, and I believe that that's how it really should be for us above too. We should always stay connected with each other and keep our families close and keep our families strong with all of that beautiful frequency of love. So one of the things also that I wanted to talk about during that channeling, she was celebrating Ohim's birthday, and then she did also talk about sacred energy exchange, which we all know what that is. But at the very end of the channeling, she spoke of, as she does, to remind us of the polar ice caps melting. And whenever those caps are removed and melted, that the inner earth openings will be revealed above and below our beautiful planet. And it's so exciting. I'm so excited that we will be able to witness that during our lifetime. It's not that far away. And whenever I was channeling, she said during the cycle of 20 to 25. And as I was channeling and experiencing that, I received the vision of the polar ice caps melting and the inner earth openings opening up, and the merging of the air and the two suns energy coming together is so beautiful. But I was so surprised because she doesn't usually put like a timeline on things that are going to happen. So I'm not sure if she meant the year 2025 or if she meant in 20 to 25 cycles around the sun, which as you know, a cycle around the sun is a year. So I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the inner earth openings will happen in 2025, or maybe they'll happen in 20 to 25 years. But I will definitely ask her for further details in my next meditation, so all of us can have some clarity and really like build up our excitement about all of this happening. It's so exciting. And I can see the merging of the water. I wanted to discuss that a little bit because one of you had emailed me and messaged me about your concern that whenever the polar ice caps melt and the inner earth openings are revealed, will it be catastrophic to those of us above, with the melting of the water and all this excess water causing flooding and devastation? No, that's not how it's going to happen. That's not how it works. So what will happen is when the inner earth openings are open and revealed, the water will flow inside, because that's where it's meant to be this whole time. It's a constant circulation of the water from the inside to the outside and back again, just like Anya says. So any excess water from above would just simply flow back inside the inner earth where it's meant to be anyway. And actually, I had discovered this other video on YouTube a couple of days ago that was a little bit of a confirmation. And I try not to watch too many videos. I don't watch the news or any sort of propaganda, because it can really mess with your vibration and put you in a place of fear. But this particular video was a scientific video. I think it might have been from NASA. I'm not sure. I'd have to go back and look. But they were talking about how scientists had just recently discovered an entire ocean directly under the continent of Antarctica, and that it contained all kinds of critters and crabs and other things that had never been discovered before. And I just wanted to share that with you, that I think it's such a beautiful confirmation that these sorts of things that are being discovered by scientists are finally coming into the light for you and I to be able to hear about and discover. So look out for those types of videos and watch them with your own discernment. You'll know within your energy field if they're true or if they really resonate with you or not. But I personally thought that one was such a beautiful confirmation because, of course, there's a whole ocean of water underneath the continent of Antarctica, because we're just waiting for those ice caps to melt so all that water from the inner earth can merge with the water above. So if you find that video, check it out. And also, speaking of water, I just wanted to mention that there is a special place in Mount Shasta, which is located in Northern California here in the United States. And there is a river that comes out of the mountain. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And people will take trips to go to Mount Shasta for activations and whatnot, exactly as I did. But there's this special river that you can go drink the water and just lay down in it and allow it to heal you. And that this water that is coming out of the mountain is coming directly from the inner earth. And it is very, very special. And there is a company in California that actually bottles the water and you can purchase it and drink it. And this is not sponsored, of course. I don't do that type of thing, but I just wanted to share information to those of you that live in the USA. The company's name is Eternal Water. And I would highly recommend, if you ever come across Eternal Water, buy it and drink it. It is straight from the inner earth, the highest vibrational, purest, naturally alkaline water that contains all that beautiful inner earth energy. It's a little bit hard to find. Every once in a while I will see it in the stores and I'll buy a few of the really big bottles of it and drink it. But yeah, just like a little tip for everyone. And then lastly, before I go, I just wanted to talk about contact. So as you all know, there's been so many videos and hubbub on social media lately about first contact and, you know, different governments meeting together and revealing that contact has been made for a really long time. And some people are scared and some people are excited and some people really don't care. And whatever, we're each on our own journey on our individual timelines, and that's fine. But I had been asking Anya about all of this and about first contact and how she felt about it, because we have galactic beings and family around us at all times. And she said to me the most wonderful, beautiful thing. She said, she laughed and she said, I find it very funny and interesting that everyone is looking above at the clouds for first contact when the contact will actually come from below. So a little hint to all of us that as the Anshar have always promised to meet us at the portal of the trees, and we'll know naturally through our third eye which ones to go to, that perhaps the Anshar will be one of the galactic being groups that we make first contact with. And it does really make sense, doesn't it? Because they're humans too. They're just a little bit blue. And so, on that note of love and laughter, I hope that you enjoyed my video today, and I truly love sharing information with each and every one of you. I'm so grateful for your comments. I'm so grateful for your messages and your emails whenever you reach out to me. If you ever have questions, feel free to send me an email. I enjoy reading all of them. And much love. I hope this message finds you in a place of happiness and peace. Just as Anya says, that's exactly where you are meant to be, and have a beautiful day. I love you. Mwah.